Hi, welcome to the Student Success Center Learning Skills and Strategies Workshop. My name is Leah and I'm a peer success coach, and today we're going to be talking all about focus and concentration. So before we get into the workshop, let's go over what we're going to discuss today. So we're going to talk a little bit about why focus and concentration matter. Of course, we know as students it's something that's a very important skill for us, but why is it? We're also going to identify common distractions that can get in the way of studying or getting things done that you need to. And of course, work on identifying possible solutions that you can be the most successful student you can. So first, why does focus matter? It helps to improve our academic performance. So whether we're more focused in class during a lecture and able to take in our information more effectively, or maybe we're more focused during our studying and therefore retaining our information better and able to do better on our tests and assignments. Additionally, having increased focus helps with efficient time management. So if you find yourself maybe unable to focus, maybe you're studying and your assignments are taking longer than they need to, and therefore you're not using your time the best. And of course, having better focus and concentration also helps to reduce your own stress and your procrastination. So all things that will help us to be the most successful students that we can. So if we're going to talk about some common distractions that kind of get in the way and interrupt our focus, I'm sure lots of us will say number one are things like our phone, social media, maybe talking with friends, but it's lots of other things as well, like noise around you, maybe different sounds that you're hearing, and even stress itself. So as students, we're often very stressed about, what we have to do next, other things we have going on in our day-to-day life, and all of that stress can also be a distraction when we're trying to focus on our work. So that leads us into what are the impacts of feeling these distractions. So typically it's things like guilt. As a student you say, okay, why can't I just focus and get this done? I need to get this over with. Sometimes that can lead to delaying in the work because we're feeling that guilt and procrastination and wanting to push things off even more. And all of this, of course, will lead to more stress and anxiety as students, which are things that we want to limit if possible. So we're going to talk about a little bit of a productivity boost map, which is a tool here that we use in the Student Success Center to try and identify different pieces as students where we can maybe improve or where things are going well. So when we use our productivity boost map, we like to identify our biggest distractions, the best focus times for us, our ideal study environment, and then as well little bits that we like to call our focus boosters. So if you take a look here, you can see this is an example of a productivity boost map, and we can kind of go through and identify how you can use this map as a tool to assess your focus and concentration levels. So first, it's really important to reflect on ourselves as students and kind of identify what are those biggest distractions. So like I said, for many of us, it's that urge to scroll on social media, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, anything like that. It's really easy for us when we have our phones right next to us. That's, having notification goes off and we want to pick it up and take a look. Sometimes there's other distractions as well. Maybe you're living with roommates and you hear them having fun in the living room or watching a movie and you really want to go see what's going on or you don't want to feel left out. And so all of that may be a distraction that pulls you away from the task at hand. So another thing we can identify for ourselves is really think about what is our ideal study environment and what works best for us. So for myself, I really like to be in a quiet room with good lighting. I'm the kind of person that doesn't like to listen to background noise or anything like that, and some people do, so maybe that's something that helps you out. Also, if I'm planning on sitting down and studying for a long time, I really want to have maybe lots of natural light so that I can remain focused, as well as a comfortable place, a good setup where I can have my computer, my notes, all of those things that help me really get into the zone. So additionally, what are my best focus times? So you can ask yourself this question and really see what works best for you. Some people like to get up and do their best work early in the morning when maybe their roommates or family aren't awake or no one else is really on campus yet. Other people need a bit more rest. So maybe after lunch, you had a nice filling lunch and now you're super energized and ready to study in the afternoon. And then some people work really well as well in the evening. So maybe later at night, you do your best work from 7 to 11 p.m. So kind of think of a specific time that works for you and you can identify this on your boost map. And then additionally, kind of take a look and think about what are your focus boosters. So some people, it's listening to music on their headphones. If they can kind of get a noise canceling headphones on and listen to some background noise, that really helps them to get locked in or in the zone. And so when we're looking at this map, we really want to be as specific as possible, because as you can see, this will lead us to helping to narrow down specific solutions to help improve our focus and concentration. Okay, so now that we've looked at our productivity boost map, we can start to identify some room and some places for growth and improvement, as well as implementing some possible solutions to maybe situations or times where our focus and concentration aren't what we want. So the biggest thing that we can suggest is to start looking at those times that you recorded as being productive study times for you and start taking advantage of that. So if you're better and more productive in the morning, maybe that's when you start to work on your assignments and set aside time to do the work that's on your to-do list. Additionally, the biggest thing that we can always suggest, as difficult as it may be, is to eliminate those distractions. So maybe that's turning your phone completely off or even putting it in another room until it's time for a study break. And as well, maybe just moving into a new study environment where there's no sounds or distractions that tend to pull your focus away. We always say that new study environment especially is such a great way to kind of trick your brain into getting into a new focused state of mind. So we know sometimes studying at home or studying in our room, we kind of associate that with being a place to relax or to be with our friends, and so we can't really get into the best study mindset. So try out those new study environments that you highlighted or found work for you, and maybe that's saying no to something like a study group if you find yourself being distracted by working with other people. Maybe it's trying out the library quiet floor here at St. Mary's, where there's no loud noises and it's a very nice place to kind of just get focused. Additionally, we have lots of techniques that the Student Success Center can tell you about in terms of a 1-hour study clock or the Pomodoro technique. And all of these study techniques help you to work in a 1 hour or more cycle with a break and reward at the end, which kind of helps you to keep your focus and concentration for a shorter and more efficient amount of time, rather than feeling you have to dedicate 3, 4, 5 hours to, for example, a specific task. So with that, booking with your peer success coach in the Student Success Center is a really great way to keep working on these new techniques or learning about different skills and strategies that may help with your focus and concentration. And then finally, at the Student Success Center and your peer success coaching, we can also help connect you with other resources that may be beneficial for you, such as the Fred Smithers Center, which is a great resource that we have here at St. Mary's, which is really great if you're severely struggling with focus and concentration. And so we're here to connect you with that if important for you. So with that, keep doing your work, stay focused, stay driven, and show yourself what you're capable of. Thank you.